Alright, hello YouTube. Welcome back to another video and what is going to be a series of me showing off some of my Lego Medieval, Lego Fantasy collection. In my last video, which if you haven't seen it, I'll put somewhere in the corner of the screen for you to click on here, I mentioned that I'm going to be working on a Dungeons & Dragons campaign that is fully Lego, and so this is what all of this is going to go to. And if you see more videos on my channel, if you stick around, then I'm going to be slowly revealing a lot of the figures and the buildings and stuff and the factions that I have for that. Real quick before we get into this video, I just want to thank you all. I think at the time of recording this, my Dungeons & Dragons CMF video is at 175 views already, and I just uploaded it last night. By the time this video goes up, it will probably have more. So clearly there is a interest in this sort of content and in what I am doing, and I appreciate that. Now, I just want to start by saying there are a lot of different factions here, but for the sake of my D&D campaign, I've condensed them all down into one faction. So that is the fantasy era here, and then the more modern Lion Knights here, and then there are the Crown Lion Knights, and then there are just the Lion Knights. So I don't want to have like 8 different Crown, Lion, Crown, Lion factions and have to write lore for all of that. I think it's much easier to just make one faction, and all of their colors are like red and blue. To varying degrees, so it sort of works aesthetically. I feel like it looks pretty nice seeing all of them lined up here. It does seem like it's just one big army. So, starting over here left to right, I have a couple little, I guess, processions of guys. I think this one came in the medieval marketplace, and I do have some builds and some stuff that I also want to show you guys, but that'll be a different video. In the back here, really cool fig sort of manning this horse with this really cool fantasy era barding is the Heroic Knight, I believe he is called, from a older CMF figure series. I have him here because this crown on the shield is obviously very similar to like these crowns on their shield, so I feel like he's meant to be part of the fantasy era, like that's the implication. I have these 3 little archer guys in the back here, followed by a bunch of fantasy era spearmen, and then I have these 2 sort of more heavily armored guys with these big shields. I believe that shield is actually not real Lego. I don't know where I found that, somewhere in a bulk or something, but I figured I could make 2 guys with these big sort of large shields and the spears that way. I guess we'll go over to this side. We'll jump around a little. Over on this side, we have a little bit more condensed of a faction of the 2013 Lion Crown Knights. There is this guy, another one with, I think actually this is fantasy era, similar barding. And this was a king minifigure, in fact, but I only really wanted one king. So this is now just a more heavy mounted troop. Down here we have 3 spearmen, 3 bucket helmet knights with shields, and then these guys don't really fit into anything yet. They're just sort of more miscellaneous troops that I have. In the front here, these 2 are, this guy is more of like a duke. I had an extra one of these king torsos, but I only really want one king, so he's more of a duke. And then this lady next to him is actually a player character. So at some point, this will be one of the main characters in our adventure. Shout out to Dylan. I actually really like the design of this lady with like the scar and the gray hair. It just looks cool. I think there was a battle pack in the 2013 sets that came with this dog. And so I've just kept the dog with the Duke because I feel like it fits him pretty well. So now these Lion Knights, we'll start from left to right here. This guy I've just included because he's a similar theme, but this is just a totally fake Lego that I picked up at a flea market somewhere, like Crusader. I do like his design though, so I've just kept him around. He looks cool. Here's another custom figure. These are all real Lego pieces. I believe this is a conquistador torso. I just thought that was a cool, like, looking heavier knight. We also have another king. This is the only instance of me having a second king. I don't know what I want to do with this guy yet. Maybe he's a duke, or maybe this faction of the Lion Knights was a different faction for a little bit, and they sort of joined forces. I just really like the fig, so that's why I haven't turned him into something else yet. This guy I thought would be cool to have like a noble. He's got a hobbit hairpiece and this cool like bull shield. I just was having fun with some extra pieces, and I thought that he fit in with this faction. These are all the actual figs from that wave. We got a couple of these like bucket helmet knights here. We have a couple of these guys with the with like the crazy chest piece that you get from this era. And in the back here, we have 3 archers, and then this one guy in the middle with the axe and the shield. And then on the side here, these guys didn't really fit into any of the sort of formation I have there, but they're just 3 more pretty cool looking knights. I actually think that this guy has a head from Knight's Kingdom, which is the one where they're all like Power Ranger knights, like they're all different colors. I have a couple of those guys somewhere. Eventually we'll get to that, but they don't really fit into like a big army like this, so that'll be a more obscure video. Finally, back here we have the main kingdom. I have the king and the queen CMF. These are going to be the actual king and queen for my Dungeons and Dragons campaign. I just think that these are the 2 coolest, most intricate looking royalty figures. I think that they make the most sense. Their color scheme also sort of matches with everyone, so, and they incorporate all of the red and the blue and the white, so I really like those. And that is the king and the queen CMF. This is the queen that you get in the Lion Knight's castle. I have decided that she is a princess now. So that is the princess, the daughter of these 2, and she's mounted on this, I guess I can pick it up here, mounted on this horse with this really cool new Lion Knight's barding. A couple more figs from the castle. There's the guy blowing the horn, a couple archers, there's that guy that he's just chilling there, 3 spearmen, couple more heavy infantry troops, an even heavier troop there, and back here, this is a custom. I actually had an extra one of the king's legs, and I had another one of these capes that you get from the queen. I think I was at a local Lego trade store called Brick Swap, and they were selling a queen from this castle before I got the Lion Knight's castle, and so I had 2, and at some point that got turned into another troop because I now have another one, and I wanted to do something cool with this cape, and I made this like rogue or swashbuckler sort of guy. Pretty unique character. I just thought he looked cool. I don't know where he fits into the lore at all. I think at some point what I should do is like a lore video. So yeah, that's every single one of my knights that I think is going to be the main kingdom that is established in my campaign. I have packed everything back up into these bags just to give you guys a little glimpse behind the scenes. This is how I store everything. I pack them up into these little Ziploc bags, organized by faction. I didn't say it when I had them all lined up, but I believe I have roughly 65 total minifigs in this faction, which, considering I've only really been working on doing this for a year, maybe a year and a half, collecting these figs, that's really good. I wanted to give you a little teaser for what could be coming next. I have these 2 bins here that are just packed with figures. I don't want to show you too much because that'll be a video in itself. some more of these factions. But if you're interested in seeing what's in these bins and what I have for D&D stuff, then do make sure you subscribe, click the bell. Thank you all for the support so far on this, and I will see you whenever I feel like making another one of these. Peace.